What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fish Hex. This is Travis here. Today I wanted to give you guys an 11-month update on the Reef tank. Now I apologize I haven't put an update video up in some time. I didn't really realize it until now, so thank you for requesting that. Now this video is going to consist of basically a video walkthrough of all the equipment and some of the changes that I've made, and then at the end I'm going to have a picture slideshow of the Reef tank in November and then what it looks like today. So let's go ahead and get into it. When it comes to the stand sump refugium dosing system, there's only been a couple changes. Basically the main pump was changed out to a from a DC 6000 to a DCS 12,000, just because I have the frag tank. I needed more flow through my reactors, so that worked out well. Dosing system wise, I went from the Red Sea color program to the KZ coral system last month, so I have to do the 1 month update video on that, but so far it's doing pretty well. Everything else is the same. Everything's ran off the manifold and works great. So let's move into the top here. I am running 3 SB Reef lights. All 3 of them are connected to the apex. Technically 4, the one on the frag tank is as well. And then I have the moonlight kit here through the apex, which I can't ever get good video of that just because it just doesn't look good at night. With the camera, but with my eyes, I mean, obviously it looks great, but I just can't seem to get it to look good on video at night, so I apologize for that. Trust me, it looks great. Moving on, when it comes to flow in the tank, I have 2 WP40s, both controlled by the apex, and then I have 2 PP8s on the back wall, again controlled by the apex. Surge modes, wave modes, you name it, it works really great, really does keep the tank looking good. Speaking of that, the tank is bare bottom. I will have a video up shortly on why I go bare bottom. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at each rock structure individually. Now, I did post a video previously on the rock structure here that I took out. This one is only about 2 weeks old. I've added all the acros that I had sitting on the frag rack, and it's actually looking pretty good. I have several other corals I'm going to add here shortly. I'm just going to do it on my next water change. I usually don't add coral throughout the week. I just kind of do it while I'm doing the water change. Alright, moving on. The main structure here is looking good. I have, if you guys don't already know this, I have fragged all of these colonies multiple times. I use this tank to pay for the hobby. So this Monte Cast's been fragged probably, I would say maybe 10 times, and that's not including accidental fragging, which you probably can't see. Oh, hey, what's up, fish? Just love being on camera, huh? Basically, what I'm getting to is it would be a lot bigger if I didn't frag it, but I don't know if I'd have the tank where it is now if I wasn't able to pay for it. So I had to use the coral and all that stuff to kind of keep the hobby going. All right, so that's just kind of the sacrifices you make. And again, for this rock structure, I have fragged it more than I did the middle, especially that green bird's nest. I sold tons of frags of that, which is great because it allows other people to enjoy it as well. All right, the leather coral is just not open right now for whatever reason. I think it's just because the surge modes were on previously, and it just kind of pissed it off. As for this coral here, I just took a snail out of it, so he's pissed off, but he's definitely grew a lot. Let's go and do a little bit of a side view here. Kind of cramped. And of course frag racks in the way. I'm definitely keeping the back glass clean, and so I can get that reflection of the coral, just so it looks better. Of course, the frag tank, you guys have already seen the video on that. No reason to get into that. But yeah, guys, the tank looks great. It's running great. The parameters are stable and consistent. The only problem I had was when I just got a new batch of salt, I had an issue with the calcium was really, really high on that batch of salt, which I guess out of the 3, calcium's not a big deal. Out of the 3 elements that could be high. I know I had a batch before that the magnesium was ridiculously high. It was unbelievable. It took it over 2,000. It was just disgusting. But yeah, so I mean, I've only had, that's 2 bad batches of salt, and well, since I've been using Reef crystals, which has been a couple years now. So I mean, that's a pretty good ratio, and it just happens. It is no one's fault. It's just the way it is. So I'm not upset. But just remember, guys, when you get a new batch of salt, make the water to 1.025 or 2.6 or whatever you prefer to use in your reef tank, and then test the calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium and see where it sits. That gives you an idea of what kind of batch of salt you got. So just a heads up on that. So right now the calcium's a little high. the alkalinity's at 9.5. The calcium was at what, 500, so it's not horrible, but it's not where I want it to be. I usually keep it at about 420, 450, and the magnesium is at 1280, which is normal, so I don't really have any issue with that. But what happened when I used that salt, plus at the same time I ended up fragging a bunch of coral, probably at least 200 frags, and it really kind of sucked the alkalinity out of the tank. So the tank was sitting at a really low pH for a few days. The corals weren't as happy. The polyp extension wasn't that great, but it's coming back, and it looks good. So I'm happy with it. I can't wait to upgrade just because I am out of room, just completely out of room. And I'm going to be probably in this reef tank for another year before I move, which is cool because it would be nice to see what it looks like in a year, but it's just, I'm not happy with the size of the tank anymore. You know, it's just time to go to that 300. There's no reason to wait. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get into that picture slideshow. I'm going to post those pictures and have some music in the background as I usually do and that kind of stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time, guys. Later.